Hi, Tim Qualls. Welcome to the Philadelphia Zoo, brought to you by Always Best Care. This is an Always Best Care Extra. What we try to do is go out into the community and show you what Always Best Care is doing in the community. Tonight, one of the bigger events for Bryant Green, standing here beside me. You know, Bryant, I always try to tell people, you know, it's a lot easier for me to tell you about you than for you to tell me about you. You know, because I'm gonna show that as we go to do the show tonight by talking to people about Bryant Green. Hope you don't mind, but I'm gonna catch your grandmother, your grandfather. I'm gonna talk to everybody because I want people to understand if you got somebody in your home that needs health care, that needs somebody coming in, you want somebody that's being sure they're putting the right people in the home, they're behind it, they're following up. I mean, and that, Ryan, you know, tonight we're at the Philadelphia Zoo. This shows the love that you have because you got your own zoo at your house, you know. but you know, the love that you have in your heart for not just animals but for people. I tell people, if you want a definition of love, look it up. It's Bryant Green. You know, yeah. But you know, tonight's special.
Tim, tonight is the night that I host the Team Green employee event annually at the Philadelphia Zoo. First of all, the Philadelphia Zoo is my favorite place in the city of Philadelphia. And as the business has become more and more successful, with the amount of the aging population needing help in the home, as you said, you know, that's what we do. We provide in-home care primarily to seniors, but we also support people that have had a hip or knee replacement, a back injury, some type of, you know, event in their life, catastrophic or just a normal aging, that they need help in the home. Well, tonight we celebrate the caregivers that go out. The caregivers that, you know, whether it's Christmas, whether it's Labor Day, whether it's raining, snowing, sleet, hail, they go and they help a person. Yes, they get paid for it, but they love what they do. And so for the caregivers that don't have any attendance issues, the caregivers that are up to date on all of their training, as well as their PPD shots and that kind of a thing, we salute them today. It is very important that when I think about all the time that I work for somebody else and what some of the things that I would do and then some of the things I would not do. But one of the things I try to do on a consistent basis is engage, have a diversified workforce. I'm all about inclusion. I'm all about really meeting people where they are, and it's my absolute pleasure to really give back not only to the community, because we did do a donation for the Philadelphia Zoo, but also in the way of celebration for Team Green. We have well over 1,000 employees in the Philadelphia and Delaware area, and we're proud of it. I'm a proud business owner, and it's just my pleasure to be here.
Yeah, when you're talking about that, though, you know, because you mentioned, you know, the caregivers, because that's where, when it's all gets to the final product, that is the final product, is caregivers. Mm-hmm. But I tell people it starts from the top and goes all the way down, and you're at the top, buddy. And you know, I got to get, and we'll catch Tony somewhere along the way, because without Tony, yeah, I don't know that you could roll.
My Tony. So it was two very important people when I started this business. So I started this business because I was laid off from my previous employment. And so when I first started and said that I wanted to really start a senior care business, there was two people that just threw themselves into it. One was my Aunt Valerie, my father's, you know, my deceased father's older sister, and then my very good friend who was at that point, I started the business when real estate wasn't doing good. Tony was a real estate agent in Bucks County, and he was also a friend. And so from that, you know, with me, Aunt Valerie, and Tony, we forged forward. We had a small 500 square foot office in Bristol at 213 Mill Street, and we just did everything. And we treated everybody the way they wanted to be treated. I made my name out in the home care area, where we took a lot of the difficult cases. We took a lot of cases that a lot of agencies probably at the time frowned upon, whether it was cases with bed bugs or tough neighborhoods or sometimes tough clients. We had a philosophy at those days: we don't turn anything down but our collar. And today we have 5 offices, you know, close to 2,000 employees. It's a joy. We have well over 1,000 clients, and we love our clients, and they love us. We have some of our clients here tonight, too, that could get here and participate.
Yeah, and when you talk about that, because you mentioned it, not turning anybody, and you, to this day, you're the same way. There's somebody out there that'll take care of you, and that's Always Best Care.
We are the agency that never sleeps. We meet people where they are to help them age in place or exist in place with dignity and respect.
That's what it's all about. I want you to go out and enjoy the zoo today, because I'm going to go talk to a lot of people. Like I said, I'm going to hear from these people. I've already been talking to some. And when you walk, just watching you walk in and watching your employees run from across the zoo all the way over just to say hi, Bryant, you know, and then you reaching down and shaking the hands of their kids and knowing their kids' name. this
watching them grow up.
you know,
Yes.
what this tells me, you know, there again, I mean, I wish I could fold it up and throw it out in people's living rooms and say, you know,
Oh, wow.
this is the kind of guy that you are, and this is the kind of agency that you run. If you're looking for healthcare people, I'm telling you, in-home care, there's nobody better than this guy here. Nobody better as overseeing the company that comes to your home. Always Best Care, the agency that never sleeps.
That's correct. Call us 267-909-9248, and also check out my radio show. I'm on Word Radio on Saturdays at 4 p.m. 96.1 FM and 900 AM Saturdays at 4 o'clock. The purpose of the show, or Did You Know show, is to connect people to home, community, and business resources that they ordinarily wouldn't know about. And we're also on TV with PBI TV. We're on Channel 4 on Saturdays and Sundays and through the week in Delaware. Check us out.
Did You Know show, if you're watching this, you most likely watched the Did You Know show, because it came on just before this. Brian, go enjoy your day.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Victor Wan. I'm the president and CEO of the Philadelphia Zoo.
Yeah, well, now, what you're talking about the Philadelphia Zoo, I hate to say it, I've lived here for quite a few years, and this is the first trip to the Philadelphia Zoo that I've made, but this is one of the nicer zoos in the country.
Well, welcome. We're delighted to have you, even if it's your first visit. We are America's first zoo, and we have the great fortune of being one of the greatest zoos in the country. So we're delighted you're here with us today.
Yeah, and when you talk about that, because how long, if a family came, because it's a day's worth of entertainment here, somebody to walk through the whole zoo, how long does that usually take?
Well, it depends on the family. So some people have only about the attention span of an hour, and in that case, it's a wonderful opportunity to have an hour. But for most people, it's a 3-4 hours or more, and some people are able to spend the full day here. We have 1,300 animals here, and we're on 42 acres, and so that makes us a very significant part of Philadelphia and of West Philadelphia. And we're delighted to be able to have what is known as one of the very best zoos in the country.
Yeah, because you hear things about the Philadelphia Zoo all the time, but it takes, you know, people got to understand when you talk about zoo, even the more people that can come to the zoo helps out the zoo, because you know, that's how you guys make your money. But you're a nonprofit organization, so you got a lot of contributors. I guess tonight is one of those events going on tonight.
We are a nonprofit organization, and we have been in existence for 159 years serving the community. In that sense, this is a place where everybody feels welcome, and while we always want to make sure that the organization is run responsibly and financially responsibly, we also want to always make sure that this is a place that's welcoming to everybody. One of our wonderful friends and supporters is Always Best Care, and Brian Green. He supports the community, and he extends out services to the community in a very significant way, and the people that he's working with and that he's supporting are also those that we cherish here at the Philadelphia Zoo.
Yeah, because when you're talking about it tonight, I mean, I didn't realize that zoo closed at 5 o'clock, but the zoo never closes. You guys, you know, because I'm sure this isn't the only one of you do all year, but what a magnificent individual. I just want to talk about Brian Green for a second, because, you know, when you're talking about Always Best Care, these are people that come into your home and everything else. I can truly say Brian Green has that love in his heart for people.
He does. He does. Not just for each person, but also for the whole community and how he thinks about that. So whether it's doing events like this for staff so that we're able to thank those who support others and help others, but also the way in which the extension out into the community by providing transportation, in the way in which the programs and services are put together. Brian does a magnificent job, and we're happy to be partnering with him. We do close at 5 o'clock, but for special occasions we stay open, and the zoo is open 365 days a year when you think about that, even though our staff will take days off for holidays and the like.
Yeah, well, now when you're talking about that, because the animals, there's always somebody taking care of the animals. I mean, how many animals were there again?
There are 1,300 animals that we have to take care of every single day, and so between our vet staff, our keeper staff, and the others, we do have someone here every moment of every single day to make sure those animals are really well taken care of.
You definitely got to visit Philadelphia Zoo. Now, we're going to be seeing some of this at nighttime. What's it like to see the zoo at night?
Oh, it's one of my favorite times. So many of our animals are actually nocturnal, and so you have an opportunity to get the sense and feeling of being in a very, very special place at night as well. So it's a very special time to be here.
We want to thank you so much for letting us come in and invade the zoo tonight. I mean, I can't wait for my experience. I'll catch up with you later and tell you how it went. But it's a pleasure meeting you. And once again, people can find the zoo by going to the website.
They sure can. www.philadelphiazoo.org is our website. Thanks so much for being here. Look forward to catching up with you.
The name Always Best Care has become the most trusted and reliable for in-home senior services. Our caregivers specialize in bringing families and friends closer together and putting smiles in the faces of each and every one of our clients by creating a fun and loving atmosphere. For an in-home healthcare provider that is built on genuine compassion and quality care, look no further than Always Best Care. Hi, I'm Patty Jackson. When I needed help with providing my mother physical and emotional comfort in her time of need, Always Best Care was a godsend. And you can rest assured that they will always be there whenever you call because they care.
They're tried and true. You can trust that they will always take good care of you. Always Best Care.
To schedule an appointment, visit abcphillybristol.com or call 267-909-9248 today.
On the behalf of Always Best Care Philadelphia and Delaware, it is our absolute pleasure to host our Team Green annual event at the Philadelphia Zoo. Well, those that know me know the Philadelphia Zoo is my favorite place in the city. And on the behalf of Team Green, my company, and my team, we would like to present a $10,000 check to the Philadelphia Zoo, Victor Wine. Thank you. Wakanda forever.
Thank you to everybody that's here combined, and thank you for what you do every single day. And we're honored to have you here with us tonight. So thank you very, very much. I'll go by and say bye.
And while he's not looking, I'm going to make it way over here, and I'm going to truly find out all about and try to tell you guys what a loving guy Bryant Green is. This is his grandmother. How are you?
Okay, and yourself? We're doing fine. And again, we're so glad to be here to be a part of this great day. He is so giving, it's just pathetic the way he gives away his time and his effort to people. When he started this business, it was like, fine, it might not work. But he stuck to it, and it made an empire at this time. So it's just amazing how far he has gotten with his business.
In a short period of time and everything. So I'm going to get over here and just say hi to Grandpa here for a second. Yeah, I want to find out, how are these rides out here?
Oh, they pretty good. Not bad.
Yeah, now your grandson, you got to be awful proud of him.
Oh, I am. I really am. He's surprising me.
Yeah, it always makes you feel good. I always said the one thing I want to do is make my grandfather proud, my dad proud. I think he's doing that.
Oh, yeah, he's doing that, yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
What a giving individual he is.
Yes, he is.
Hi, Brian. Hi, love. You know you are my heart. That's all I can say. You know I love you with much, much love, more than I could even think about.
You have been there. You coordinate it all. This is Valerie. What's your last name, Valerie?
Crumble.
Yeah. And what do you do now with Always Best Care?
My title is senior coordinator, but I don't know exactly what that means because you can do just about anything you have to do, there.
Yeah, because when it comes to that, and then that's so I want to stress that so much about Always Best Care. What loving people. It comes from Bryant at the top and flows down through to everybody else.
I've even been a caregiver, so it's anything that really needs to be done, that you do.
Yeah, and it's Bryant, a great individual to work with.
Yes, he is. Not just because he's my nephew, but yes, he is. He's got a big heart. He really does, and he just offers it to everybody.
And we get out here, and I try to catch as many people I can. First of all, introduce yourself.
My name is Carolyn Fields.
And you are a caregiver.
I'm a caregiver for Margaret Powell, my mom.
Yeah. Now, when you say that, because is there a better company than Always Best Care?
No, there isn't. They're the greatest.
Yeah. Now, what's it like to be a caregiver? What do you do?
Well,
You come to the zoo.
And I see that she's well taken care of.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now this is if she said this is her granddaughter around here.
Yeah.
What is your name?
National called Janine Matthews, GRACE McDonald.
You're 5. I thought you were like 15.
I used to be 5.
Oh, you used to be before you were 5. Well, this is the family. This is Valerie. This is one of the caregivers. This is the type of deal you have when you're dealing with Always Best Care. People happy, having a good time. Grandkids, all. Is this? I guess is it this your daughter then over here?
Yes.
Yeah. So 2 grandson over here.
Yes.
Well, you got to be proud.
I am proud of him.
What about Brian Green? What do you think of him?
Mr. Green is a great boss. He really cares for for his patients. He cares for his caregivers,
And that's what I try to tell people. If you're looking for somebody to come into your home, you owe it to yourself to talk to Brian Green because what a great guy he is.
Yes. Yeah. And Tony.
And when you come to the Philadelphia Zoo, I don't care if it's a special occasion or just during the day or whatever, you always run into celebrities, and I got a couple of them. And Lady B, how are you?
I am wonderful and so happy to be here today.
Yeah, because when you're coming to the zoo, you know, first of all, you 30 plus, well, let's say a lot of years.
37 years. Wow,
you-
37. That's so hard to say. 37.
On the radio, and,
So
and
blessed.
you started it too.
Yeah, man. I started hip hop here in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Yeah, 37 years ago. Wow.
Yeah, so it's a long time. But you know, and introduce yourself.
I am Desi. I'm a baby, no 30 anything. 10 years in radio, 10 years strong. But she is she's my sister in radio. So we worked together for 10 of those 37 years. R1 Philadelphia, and now God has propelled us to new heights. She is Phillies. Like, this is Lady Philly. Like, she, all things hip hop, all
It's not Lady B anymore, it's Lady P,
Nah,
right?
it's a little bit deeper than that. It's a little bit deeper than Lady B.
She sings my praise. This woman is an amazing broadcaster. She gives you the best gospel you can find because she is gospel. She is the most spiritual, loving sister you could ever find, and I'm so blessed.
I do a lot of that myself, so if you give him that way, he'll give back to you the other way.
And I'm a lady of balance too, because I like a good party with Lady B.
Well, let's talk if we could, because today, you know, is about Always Best Care, and the guy that runs Always Best Care, you guys know, is. I try to tell people if there's wanted somebody to come into your home and take care of your parents, I mean, and oversee the people that's doing it, is that the man or what?
Okay. I am the caregiver of my family, and at one time I was taking care of my ailing mother, sister, and godfather all at one time. So I say to Brian Green and the folks at Always Best Care, you are angels. It is the scariest time of your life because you have to find someone who feels the same way you feel about your parent or your loved one. And it's nervous to walk away from your home, you know, hoping and praying that they're in good hands. And with the folks at Always Best Care, that's exactly what they are, in great hands. They're great people. They have a great staff. Brian is just the best.
He's love. I just tell
I always say
people.
the people that take care of other people are my favorite kind of people. So yeah.
If you looked up in the dictionary, love definition for it, it say Brian Green. There's
And a photo of him, and a photo of him.
yeah. I mean, what a great heart, huh?
Yeah, so I share the same testimony. Unfortunately, I did lose my mom, but prior to her death, I was her caretaker. So literally, single mom of 2, working a day job, coming home, working a second job, that was my mom. You know what I mean? And when things got too tough, and she said, baby, it's okay, you can turn me over. This is prior to our relationship. Had I known Bryant, I would have most definitely been with Always Best Care. And get into the name, always, not sometime. That's the difference. Some people are sometime best care.
Open, what did you say, open 24 hours a day?
24 hours a day, and they mean what they say. And I know his heart. Now that I've met him, I know his heart. And so I can trust that heart, nobody's as good as the leader. If the leader's good,
It filters. It goes down through because because we all been caregivers. A few years ago, I lost my wife. I was a caregiver for her for a couple years.
It's a hard job.
And the problem is after the caregiving is done and you're there and it's okay. Now what?
Now what?
Yeah. With that, the extended family, Always Best Care, getting them involved. You have a family going on forever.
Forever and ever. I have referred 3 friends to Always Best Care, and not one is disappointed.
Yeah,
Not
they're
one.
just great guys. Guys, what do you think of the zoo out here?
You know what? If you know Bryant Green, you know he is an animal lover. He is in his element, and those of us who are his friends know that this is his time of solace.
He's got a farm with
and peace.
animals. He got
Exactly. But this is bigger for him. It's his time of solace and peace, and so we come embracing Always Best Care and him. And this is his place of solace. You know.
Always Best Care specializes in helping seniors who wish to remain in their home but need assistance. Our flexible care programs vary from hourly to live-in. Simply put, we're there when you need us. And Always Best Care is a DPW-approved Medicaid provider. Call today and we'll meet with you to develop a personalized care plan. Always Best Care Senior Services. Doing more, caring more, and dedicated to exceeding your expectations. Always.
I found the right spot to stand to try to catch as many people as I can as they're coming into the zoo here. Introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm Doug Henderson from WDIS iHeartMedia. Always Best Care Philly and Delaware is my absolute best client, and until recently, I was a client of theirs. Their caregivers took care of my mother.
Oh wow! Yeah. So you've had that hand. Not only do you help in advertising and get the word out there about, but you've had that hands-on experience. And I tell you, I keep trying to tell people about Bryant Green and what a man he is. You know?
Absolutely, an enigmatic leader in an industry where I saw this on the news recently. The demand for quality caregivers is about to increase 300%. So that puts the caregivers from Always Best Care in an enviable position because they are already working for the best.
Yeah, and when you're talking about that, because they're training programs and everything else, but you had them coming into your, feel comfortable, they do the job right?
Absolutely. My caregiver's name was, first one was Tanya, and then there was Emma. My mother loved Frank Sinatra. She passed away back in February, unfortunately. But she loved Frank Sinatra. Emma from Always Best Care would have my mother in the kitchen watching Frank Sinatra videos on YouTube.
but that's because when you say caregivers, they're more than just the caregivers.
Family.
They're family and friend.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
You know,
Exactly. Tim.
Building that relationship with that person they're taking care of, and I'm sure you still have that involvement with, they become part of your family. They're always part of your family.
Absolutely. And Bryant Green, I can't say enough about him. He's the ultimate leader, and he put this thing together. You know, a lot of agencies, a lot of competition out there. They're not as efficient and as effective and just as good as Always Best Care Philly and Delaware. So have Bryant to thank for that.
My name's Dan Citronbaum.
And what do you do, Dan?
I'm with Always Best Care on a support role, supporting Bryant as a great franchise owner.
Yeah, no, so you're with Always Best Care, and you come down when he needs help and problems, that's where you come in.
Well, yeah, but Bryant handles his own problems. He's extraordinary.
Is he a great guy or what?
Oh, he is absolutely a great guy. People talk about Bryant as this great and successful businessman, but he's just got a heart as big as the world. He's such a good, caring man.
Yeah, when you talk about that, and I tell people, that filters down to his staff. I've never seen people see him and start running to him, screaming, Brian. You know, they love him. The people they're caring for out here tonight, they're the same way with him.
He takes care of his people. They know that his priority is taking care of them, and they appreciate it. It's sincere.
As usual, walking around the zoo during the day, you can catch the celebrities out here, but having celebrities out here at night is unusual. Mr. John DeBello, how are you, my friend?
I am damn fine. I really am. I mean, to be able to be at the zoo with a limited amount of people. I mean, I've been through the monkey house and the aviary, you know, and there may have been one other person there. It's like having the zoo to yourself tonight. Thank you, Brian.
Yeah, when you're talking about that, because it's for a very special cause. I mean, we get invited out here, come out here and enjoy it, but he does it for his caregivers. And when I talk about Always Best Care, to talk about Always Best Care, I've got to talk about Bryant Green.
Oh, you have to.
You deal with him, you know, and I try to tell people, when it comes to love, that man's it.
No, he really is. I mean, he has been supporting everything I've done with dogs, with the turkey drop for the hungry, and especially with the Veterans Radiothon, which is just coming up this coming Friday, right? He'll be there. He'll financially support it. He will support it with his heart, right? And he's a man that I can honestly say I am so proud of, because when I first started dealing with Bryant, he had Philadelphia. and a couple of signs, and that was about it. And now he's all over the map, right? It's just, I am so happy for him. He's a great guy. He deserves everything.
Yeah, but it takes somebody that special. Can you imagine? 'Cause we're not far from it where we might have to have his company come in and take care of it. But and I think about it now, and I know his people. I know the training they go through. And the love's got to be there on that side of it. If I was going to hire somebody to come in and take care of me, I definitely wouldn't be always best.
I wouldn't question it at all. I mean, he does great work for everybody. All right, and look, I mean, I am at the age, you're at the age. Maybe look, we might not be far from that help, but there are so many people out there. It's like your life is so busy. You got your job, you got your wife, you got your family, you got your kids. They're all putting demands on you, and now all of a sudden your parents are getting older, and now you got to take that. Now call Brian. Yeah. Call ABC, and they're going to come through for you and do whatever it is you need. You want somebody to do a little cooking, want a little house cleaning, want somebody to be there all day long? That's what they do.
Yeah, either that or just stop by and help out a little bit. They meet your needs. That's what's about it. The agency that never sleeps, as Brian says, because they're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whatever you need. It was a pleasure meeting you out here at the zoo. I mean, you've enjoyed it tonight, I think.
I have had a very good time, and I had a very good burger, and I'm about to go back to my very good pretzel.
It's time to start wrapping things up, and I know I've been talking a lot about Bryant Green all night long, but I want to introduce you to Bryant Green's not Bryant Green without this gentleman. Introduce yourself, Tony.
My name's Tony Bellardino. I'm the Director of Marketing and Community Outreach for Always Best Care Senior Service.
Now, you've been at it for I don't want to say a long time because it gives our age, but you've been at it for a while.
8 years since the door opened.
Yeah, and when you talk about that, getting it all set up and rolling, expanding out, you guys, what growth? But how difficult is it as you grow to be sure you're keeping up with the clients' demand for people?
Well, it all depends on our workers. It all comes down to them. They do the best job they can, and that's how we keep business going.
Yeah, when you're talking about that, more workers.
Caregivers, our office people, everybody's in sync. Everybody just keeps it going. That's how we're able to expand and able to cover the case and take care of our client, take care of our business.
Because I know one of your responsibilities, when you think caregiving, people don't realize it, even in the nursing homes and stuff, you still have people going in there and helping.
Right, we still have people going to nursing homes helping, and we have people helping people in the homes, more in the home.
Right, when you're talking about that, just the training you guys put your people through.
Right. And people come out of the hospital, they go in the hospital, they come back out, we're right there for them.
Yeah, what do you think of tonight, the zoo,
The zoo's fantastic. It's a big event. It's a show to love to our caregivers, our back office staff, our social workers, everybody who does business with us. Everybody's invited, clients.
Yeah, because what a great night it is out here. Thank goodness we didn't get the thunderstorms. But I wanted to be sure you get this face too, because I talk a lot about Bryant Green, but this man, you kind of keep Bryant rolling.
Right, exactly.
Tony, thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. Have a great night.
Yeah, always best care. Once again, what's the slogan? I keep messing it up. It's like 24 hours, but it's not.
The agency that never sleeps.